Órale! Bienvenidos and welcome to the Familia FFB podcast. We've got a special NFL Draft Rookie Spotlight, Familia. Hope you enjoyed that. But first, please make sure you're giving us a like and subscribe on YouTube. Go to Familia FFB, give that thumbs up, por favor. All right, let's get into it. One guy that's also drawing a lot of attention because of his tools is Anthony Richardson, and one person who was really singing his praises was Ray Garvin, Ray GQ. He's really high on him. His arm. Of all the guys that I looked at, and I want your expert opinion because you've been watching them a lot more. You've seen a lot more throws. His is the only for me in this class. His is the only one that's in the same league with Levis. Please feel free to say no, but he has that dual threat ability. Mm-hmm. You've talked about the boom bust possibilities with him getting in the right opportunity. What could happen with this guy?
I mean, he realistically, and I love Ray, and like I've been a big Anthony guy for 2 years. Like I liked Anthony because of his ceiling and his upside, his potential. Realistically, if Anthony was to hit his ceiling, he's the best quarterback in this class from a fantasy perspective. Like if you're looking at just realistically, like he's 6'4", 232, has a howitzer of arm too. Arm strength is right there with Levis and maybe better, right? He has that athleticism. He's probably the most athletic kid in this class for sure. And then you have his mobility. Like he is a guy that's going to be that dual threat kid. Then when you're looking at it, so like his absolute ceiling is QB1. Like in fantasy, if he gets first round draft capital and if he gets first round draft capital, and this is how crazy it is, and people don't believe me, but I've been doing these mocks forever since he's in here. We did a landing spot mock where he got first round draft capital. He went 103 overall in our mock for Superflex. The guy's like, I love him. If he gets first round draft capital, I'll take him at 103. So he went above Bryce. And so that's how high he's going to – if he gets first round draft capital, he's going to be a top 5 pick in Superflex drafts. No question about it. Like I don't see any shot where he's not – unless it's like late first. But if it's like top 15, he's definitely going in there. And that's just because they're banking on that. Now, there's some question mark like landing spots. You know, for me, what I put in for him in our rookie guide, I said he needs to get drafted by a team with a strong coaching staff that's developed quarterbacks, and he needs a team willing to build around him and incorporates a heavy rushing attack with him. Like Lamar, for example, what the Ravens were able to do with Lamar and have that kind of ability to do that. Like, and they bought in. Like, it's not just drafting a guy and saying, like Bucky Brooks talked about it on the Move to Six podcast. I don't know if you guys listen to that. I love that podcast. Daniel Jeremiah. And he always says, great teams draft players with a plan. And that's what I want to see. Like, I want a team that says, that's our guy. We're going to build around this kid because then then you're like, oh, okay, they're going to use him. They're going to be able to use him around and do those things. Like that's where I have him. Like, but I mean, the downside with him is like, he has real accuracy issues. Like he has real accuracy problems. And I think that's like going to be the kicker is like, and don't use Willis. Like Willis to me, Malik is not in the same stratosphere as Richardson as a prospect was ever. So I think those are just lazy comps, people being dumb on Twitter. It's like Anthony Richardson's not in that category. Like I think he is a elite talent, but I think that there's real risk. Like he's the riskiest dude in this entire class.
I think with him, I mean, you look at the teams that need quarterbacks. I know everybody's excited about the Houston Texans, but we don't know what kind of offensive, coaching infrastructure he's going to have around him. And so I think there's question marks there. I think we feel a little better about Frank Reich with Indianapolis. I think we'd feel a little bit better about, Josh McDaniels at the Raiders because we know their quarterback situation is what it is. You mentioned the Seahawks. That's another, with, their offense, what they did with Geno Smith was impressive. So, man, that's.
I like the Raiders though. Like I'm still a McDaniels guy till I die. I think I'm just going to be that guy that goes down. Like I think he could develop him. He made Mac look like a very solid quarterback too in fantasy. Mac Jones. And Mac Jones struggled. And I'm not going to blame Mac for what that offense was this year, but he's made them look relevant. Like, you can't tell me he can't make Anthony Richardson look relevant. Like, especially they bring Jacobs back and they say, hey, we're just going to run the ball. We have these weapons. You just got to make the right read and play. Hey, we'll kind of ease you into it. Hey, we have this kind of veteran there. Like, I really like the Raiders as the fit. Like, I would love to see him go to the Raiders because I think I think that fan base would rally behind him. I think Anthony could be that guy that's like there. Like, I think that would be a fun fit. I don't know if they're going to do it, but that would be my favorite fit.
And it's one, and I think when you let go Derek Carr, and I don't usually get into speculation. I like to react to what happened, but we kind of went there, so let's kind of riff on this. You let go of Derek Carr, and I've heard people talk about Jimmy Garoppolo there. It's like I don't see that. You're taking a home run swing. And I think Anthony Richardson is a home run swing for the Raiders that you go for. And if it doesn't work out, if he becomes Jamarcus Russell or Blake Bortles or something like that, all right, you go for it again. But I don't know. This guy with good coaching, you got to believe in yourself. So
yeah.
He's the guy that I'm really excited, and I've got a 105 pick in one of my leagues, and I don't know if there will be a receiver there that I'm sure I'm intrigued by. There may even be a running back that I'm intrigued by, but I think Richardson will be there too, and that'll give me a lot of thoughts. That'll give me a lot of thoughts.
No,
So
I love it. I'm just rooting for him because he's one of my favorite kids in this entire class. Like, I just want him to prove people wrong.
Yes. I hope you enjoyed that NFL Draft Rookie Spotlight, Familia. You never know. One of those players might help you win your league. And while you're at it, start drafting on Underdog. Use that promo code Familia23. We're going to match you your first $100 on your initial deposit. It's best ball. Underdog. They do it better than anybody else. Use that promo code Familia23. Draft and keep drafting on best ball all the way up to the kickoff of the 2023 NFL season. And we're a proud member of the Fantasy Points Media Group. Get your 2023 subscription at fantasypoints.com. It's going to take you all the way to the 2024 Super Bowl with incredible fantasy football content. Bueno, eso es todo for our show. Make sure you're going to YouTube. Give Familia FFB a like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. Muchas gracias. Salud.